Hello, Charu.
Hello.
Hi. Then my acquaintance with Charu Nivedita began in 1999 while I was doing research for PhD at University of Calicut. My professor G. Balasubramaniam, the former vice chancellor of Tanjavur University, Tamil University, Tanjavur, he told me that there is a trendy novel written in Tamil entitled Zero Degree by Charu Nivedita. Then I have gone through the novel. What I found that Zero Degree has been built with a lot of head punch of sexual conversation, phone sex conversation, night marriage, mythology, music, homosexuality, numerology, like that. And Zero Degree definitely a startling work of South Indian transgressive fiction that unflinchingly proved the deepest psyche of human mind. So, actually, there are lot of soon after the publication of Charu Nivedita Zero Degree in Malayalam and its translation, he faced lot of criticism because it's a pornographic novel and because of its overt expression of sex and its violence. But I understand that he used sex. He used sex in the novel as a medium to contempt the sexual harassment against women and child abuse. So it would be fine that we can start our discussion from Zero Degree.
Yeah. I started writing Zero Degree when I heard a folk tale. In that tale, a king has a philosophical doubt and he won't tell you the puzzle and you have to answer it. Many people failed and out of frustration the minister brought a shepherd to him and the king showed a sign like this and the shepherd boy showed two. Then the boy showed the sign of Pujim. The boy, shepherd boy, showed his dick. So the king said, yeah, he has cleared my puzzle. No. So the minister asked the shepherd boy what happened. The king asked me one goat. I said, he is a king, so I can give two goats. But out of, greed, he asked me all the goats, and I showed my dick. So, and the minister asked the king what happened. My philosophical doubt was, think about cosmos and the life, and the basic principle is the creation is based on phallus. தமிழில் சொல்கிறது ஒன்றுக்கு போகணும். This is the symbol of phallus. But the shepherd boy said two things. Then I asked, is it yoni? Then he showed his dick and the puzzle was, there are two things, basic things for the creation of cosmos, andamum pindamum. I took the knot from this folk tale that yoni is the creation of, the symbol of creation, and phallus is the other one. Then I was reading Georges Bataille. He connected death and sexuality. Death is absence of God. Death is absence of this physical entity. But Jananam, we are born out of the Pujyam. In Tamil we say, whenever a man dies, we say that Kalamahi Vittar, Pujyamahi Vittar. Pujyam. He has become a nothing. That is, I already told, Andamum, Pindamum, the cosmos and the physical entity, the absence of physical entity consumed by the wholeness, consumed by the cosmos. So, if you take this yoni as the place for creation and all that. So I avoided phallus. And where is death here? Death is, as I told you earlier, the absence of this body, and it comes through yoni again. And Roland Barthes said, the postmodern French philosophers gave me a lot of insight into understanding of the creation and the concept of God, these things. So, Roland Barthes says, petit mort, petit mort. Petit mort is little death. In sexuality, you forget your identity, you forget about yourself, everything. It's an absence. There is no you. You forget everything. It is a little death, petit mort. Like, in sleep, you forget everything. It's also a little death. So in sex, we forget. So that is a little death. So I connected this concept of yoni with 0 degree. So I created a novel in a feminine narrative. Without these words, oru and ondru, but unfortunately it was translated in English and in Malayalam, not lipogrammatically. Lipogrammatic means, the avoiding some words from the text. That is called lipogrammatic. But yesterday I asked my friend Gireesh that you please edit this novel 0 degree in a lipogrammatic manner without these words oru and ondru. And you can connect this concept of yoni with void, shunya. So these things are there. The primary thing is it was written in a feminine way, feminine narrative. What is feminine narrative? We say that Kalanyan, Manithan, Ovian, all male dominated. Our language is, constructed as a male dominated one. Even the thinking, even the process, even the perception. So in 0 degree, even in Malayalam, you can find these things. It's written as a different way, right? So this is my explanation about.
Yeah, in this context, I would like to ask you that your entire literary life was reconstructing the conventionalized literary forms and transgression. Your transgressive narratives can be seen Rasalila and Zero Degree as well. How do you feel that? Is it a purposeful attempt to write in a transgressive manner?
I didn't choose transgressive genre, transgressive writing purposefully. I didn't do it. It's not my choice. It happened. It was called like that. What I, as a writer, what I do is I'm a philosophical man. philosophy is a tool for me to understand things. So the postmodern thought taught me to smash, to destroy power in my writing, in my life, everything. And I see the power, in a family, in an institution, with a religious guru. So he dictates things. So the writer thinks for yourself, and you become a passive reader without any creative part, creative role in the act of writing. So I'm against this totalitarianism. I'm against this power operating between you and me as a guru, as an asam, as a teacher, and you become a passive reader. So what I do, I transform my life experience into a text. So I use my life as a raw material for you. And you come and play with it, you create it with your thought process, with your reading, with your everything. So I give you an open-ended text. It's all open-ended. Even this Aurangzeb is open-ended. You can create. So this is the meaning of postmodernism. Nowadays, I find a lot of discussions going on in Tamil Nadu that postmodernism is over, is outdated. No, it's a finding, like the gravitational force, like Karl Marx theory of against exploitation. A man should not exploit the other man. Something like that. It's a discovery. It's a finding. Postmodernism teaches us not to go into the realm of power. In every, even in my own life, I never exercised power with my children, with my pets, with my wife, with my friends. Never treat me as your teacher. I am like you. I think I give something to you and you play. We will play. We will create. So this postmodernism is against totalitarianism. It democratizes. It democratizes the language, the conception, the text. That is why Roland Barthes said author is dead. Author is dead means what? I'm alive, but this is open text for you. So this is the meaning of the postmodernism. It is a symbol of freedom. You are free. Nobody can control you. And my life is always full of unexpected twists and thrills, because I don't bother about any values, I don't interfere, I don't trespass, I don't do any harm, even to an ant. I live like a saint, but I live in complete freedom. Nothing can control me. So automatically my life becomes a playful, a wonderful, unbelievable, like a my friend Arathu has made a documentary film on me, and in Vishnupuram festival it was screened. Many people told me that it looks like a Hollywood thriller, because my life is like that. I don't bother about anything. No values, nothing can control me. So I take postmodernism in this way.
Okay, fine. Yeah, Tamil, as we know, that is very rich with the classical tradition and Nujan film also. Though you often uses a particular conventionalized metaphor to refer the sensibility of Tamil people as Keduvada sensibility. That is Thairvada sensibility. How do you react that?
Many years back, when I was reading Sundar Ramaswamy's J.J. Kuripugal, there was a passage in that he wrote, um, there is a bad word, there is a cuss word written. Then I asked myself, what is bad and good in language? Who defines it? So this is against my philosophy. My God is the superior. My language is superior. My race is superior. This is bad. This is good. We are known for our tradition is known for multiplicity. Even this Mathrubhumi festival is, the motto is plurality, exploring plurality.
Plurality.
Huh? This plurality, the multiplicity is our tradition. Even Hindu religion, though I don't believe in any religion, though I am a believer, Hinduism known for its multiplicity. One worships cow, the other eats the cow meat. Both are Hindus. So this we are known for this multiplicity, but the absolutism, we are coming to the subject of Aurangzeb. Why I chose Aurangzeb? Yes. There is a trend of this trend will lead this nation to complete fascism like 1930s of Germany. One nation, one language, one identity. So when I was reading Sundar Ramaswamy's novel some 40 years back in J.J. Kuripugal, when he said cuss word, in my culture there is no cuss word. There is nothing wrong. It is wrong for you. I lived in a multicultural village, multicultural space. There were Muslims, there were Christians, there were Hindus. So yes, this certain thing is sin for Hindus, and that is allowed in Islamic Muslim community. So during the young age itself, I came to know that there is nothing wrong or right. There is no sin. The thing is, we should not disturb others. So that is the basic thing. So after learning postmodernism and all, so I decided that.
Yeah, in the beginning, I think that you were not interested in writing historical novel because autofiction is your main genre for writing. Then why do you select this topic? As you said earlier, you are standing against the binary oppositions in the which closely connected to the culture. And will this novel attack the fascism?
This one.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm talking
oh.
about the
Aurangzeb.
conversation with Aurangzeb also.
Conversations with Aurangzeb. I was writing about my life all through the years. It was called autofiction. There was another guy writing in French, Serge Dubrovsky. He was also writing autofiction. And very few people, have the guts to write autofiction because you have to walk on corpses. You have to sacrifice your life, your family, everything, your good name, your image, everything. As I don't care about anything, so there was no much difficulty in writing my life openly. And fortunately, as God's gift, My wife doesn't read my writing, and that was a blessing in disguise. So I was writing freely, and at a certain point of time, there was a breakup in my, with my girlfriend, and my life became very dull and uh, dry before 10 years. Then I was thinking, why not uh, write about Saint Tyagaraja, who was very close, even still very close to my heart. I'm a music lover, and I listen to all kinds of music, the Carnatic, the Hindustani, Carnatic music, the Western classical, and very hard music, rock music, like Cradle of Filth. Have anyone? Yeah,
Exactly. That is
Cradle of Filth.
Kenny G saxophone is the basic tone of 0 degree. Yeah.
That's a classic.
And Rasalila, you have used that hippo cup black music also.
Ioannis Xenakis. If you listen to Ioannis Xenakis, you can understand the words of 0 degree novel closer. So there is some similarity. So I started writing the life of Saint Tyagaraja, who chanted Sri Rama's name 96 crore times in his life for 30 years or so. He wanted to meet Sri Rama in person, and he met. And I am the only person who believe this story, because Tyagaraja says in his Kirtanas that I met him. It is not a hallucination. If you believe, believe. Otherwise, go away. I believe this. So that kind of a believer, I was writing his novel with so much of passion and all. There was no transgressive thing in that novel. Uh, but there is a British guy, appears in the novel, and they meet, and there are lot of things. For that novel, I had to do some research on Maratha kings, and it led me to Shivaji, Marathi Shivaji, and Shivaji's life is not complete without the story of Aurangzeb. At that time, I happened to read hundreds of letters of Aurangzeb written at his age 85 to 89, at his fag end of his life, and you find a very different Aurangzeb, very, very, very different Aurangzeb, yeah, an artist like Van Gogh. Wow. Then I postponed the story of Saint Tyagaraja and started writing Aurangzeb in 6 months. The 1,000 pages novel in 6 months I have completed. Uh, and I found a lot of similarities between the emperor and myself, because I am the most understood, misunderstood, most hated man in Tamil Nadu. There are a lot of readers for me, youngsters, but still I am the most hated, most abused, verbally abused, even physically abused, and the most misunderstood guy, because I tell the truth. When I drink, okay, I drink. But you have to, think about your image. So I don't bother about image. So this guy, this emperor, and me, there's some misunderstood thing. And one more postmodern aspect in his life is I took Derrida for, அதை பூதாகாரமாக்கி பார்க்கறதுக்கு I used Derrida for understanding Aurangzeb more, the concept of other. He didn't kill Shivaji, though he killed all his rivals. Why he didn't kill Shivaji? Because he saw Shivaji as his other. You please Google out the about other and Derrida's concept of other. And I narrated this thing from Mahabharata, that Lord Krishna's other is Shakuni. And in a Western film, Batman, the Joker is Batman's other. So what Derrida says, he is a teetotaler and vegetarian. But he, so there are a lot of don'ts in his life. Don't do that. Don't drink. I'm telling you an
Yeah.
example only. So the,
Living example.
these
You can
don'ts,
use it.
these don'ts pile up, and that is your other. I am your other. That is why he translated 0 degree.
Exactly. Yeah, let me come to the point. I told it is a historical novel. On the contrary, it is not a conventional way of writing historical novel. We all know who is Aurangzeb. Is actually he is known for his notoriety, the emperor who killed his brothers, emperor who jailed his father, like that it goes. Once, our philosopher and the first prime minister of India made a statement in his discovery of India about Aurangzeb is when Aurangzeb began to function more as a Muslim than an Indian ruler. The Mughal Empire began to break up, he said in Discovery of India. Your novel is a rejoinder to Nehru's version and Orientalist version as well. Eh, in this context, I would ask you, the conversation with Aurangzeb is an attempt to sanitize a life lived by Aurangzeb.
Historically speaking, if you read the Mughal history, Sanjay Subramaniam and William Dalrymple and especially Jadunath Sarkar, you have everything in detail because Jadunath Sarkar has translated all the original Persian materials into English. The conceptions, the ideas about Aurangzeb was wrong. He killed his brothers, he killed everyone, but Shah Jahan killed, the more number of people, and Akbar killed. Everybody killed more number of brothers, more number of people than Aurangzeb. And Ashoka killed 99 of his brothers. Ashoka, our hero. But he didn't kill one brother. The mother was same, the co-brother. So that's why he didn't do it. So everybody, if you have the yardstick of the concept of villain, everybody is villainic, more villainic than Aurangzeb, and there are very many historical errors, misconceptions about Aurangzeb. The number of conversions during Aurangzeb's time is lesser than Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan has, promulgated so many anti-Hindu rules. And Aurangzeb was the guy who banned the Mughal princesses marrying Rajput Hindu kings. Aurangzeb was the man who banned. But the princess, the kings can marry any number of Rajput women. So Jahanara Begum writes about this in her autobiography. And her autobiography is not yet translated into English, but it's available in Malayalam. Translated from Persian to Malayalam. So what was the question? I forgot it.
Yeah, it is about the
about Jawaharlal
Orientalist
Nehru.
behavior
So
development.
Jawaharlal Nehru was the first person to put Aurangzeb in a bad guys list. So he's blasting Jawaharlal Nehru in this novel because his spirit is speaking. Uh,
He used to refer him as a bigot and Austrian Puritan. Yeah.
yeah. So it is not. அது என்ன சொல்றது? I have not tried to justify Aurangzeb. I am trying to say the multiplicity, the complexities of a person. He is not as bad as you think. That's it. The complexities, very difficult person to, and this politically this novel is very relevant these mad days. He fought war for 45 years for a single nation identity. That's what we are doing. I'll tell you two examples. When Arath was flying from Bangalore to Jaipur, we were there in Jaipur Literary Festival. The flight got delayed for 2 hours, and after 2 hours, when it started, there was a huge chorus of, terrifying chorus of Jai Shri Ram. This we haven't seen before 20 years. And after going to Jaipur, everywhere there is yellow flag. Everywhere. You know, it reminds me of 1930s Germany, the nationalism, the huge flags, very huge flags. It becomes like a frenzy. It's madness. Umberto Eco, and what he says about fascism, you just read. He tells you 14 aspects of fascism. 2 things: fear of difference, cult of tradition. These 2 things are going on very nicely these days. The cult of tradition and fear of difference. If you differ, you are a traitor. There are a lot of things going on clandestinely here. There are very many rules. And people are becoming addicted to this nationalism, this oneness. And when I went to Sri Lanka last year, every Sinhalese guy used to wish me as a Namaste ji. Sinhala guys, Sinhalese. So I used to tell them that, see, this is not the way of respecting me. You say Vanakkam or hello. Namaste ji is the cultural imposition on me. Hindi is being அது என்ன சொல்றது அதுக்கு forced upon us. Forced upon us. They don't know anything about Tamil. They say Madrasi. For Keralites, Madrasi. Kannadigas, Madrasi. They don't know anything about the language difference and all. So, there is a guy in Tamil Nadu who is doing all kinds of things for this oneness, this absoluteness. He tells his devotees, the devotees that instead of Vanakkam, you say Namaste ji. He's a corporate guru. If I tell his name, he will take me to the courts. So why bother to bother my life? Already I am going to Bangalore every month for a lot of civil and criminal cases put against me by Nityananda. For 10 years I have been going and coming like a criminal. I had to stand in the court like a criminal because it's criminal case, not civil case. Defamation case, criminal. So I had to stand before the judge for bail from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And I get bail, I come out. So I don't want to say his name because these days corporate gurus are, they are the gods and they decide everything. And they don't bother about law or anything. No tax, They are businessmen, they sell products, but there is no tax for that. So he tells the Tamilians that instead of Vanakkam, you say Namasteji. This is what happening throughout India. The oneness, the absolutism, the nationalism. My daughter-in-law is a Marathi, and she says she doesn't know Marathi. She knows only English and Hindi, no Marathi. Even in Tamil Nadu, Tamil has become like a spoken language. Nobody reads, nobody writes Tamil. Even my son, he writes to me in English. Don't blame me, it is his choice. I asked him, why this, when he was studying for 5th standard or so. He said, Papa, if I chose Tamil, I get only 35 marks. If I choose French, I get 95. That is the state of affairs in all the states in India.
You are always using the postmodern theories in your novel, especially Michel Foucault. How far Michel Foucault helped you for narrating Aurangzeb in an innovative way? Because
Michel,
it expressed the subtle variations of our structure conceived by Michel Foucault. That power is not radiates from the states, it comes from everywhere. And the sort of capillary power and a panatopic power can also be seen in these novels and as a total tone of the theme.
Michel Foucault was my teacher in understanding power structures. So you can see it in all my novels. All my words are against power, in understanding power, even in man-woman relationship, even in the narrative of Jahanara Begum, when she stood against, in front of a beggar woman. She was feeding, the beggar woman was feeding two babies at the same time. And Jahanara Begum says, though
Yes.
I own hundreds of elephants, though I own the costliest diamonds in the world, though I am the second woman apart from emperor, I am the second in the entire empire, I feel more inferior than this beggar. My body is suppressed. All the Mughal women, Mughal princesses' bodies were suppressed. These things I learned it from Foucault,
Yeah.
Derrida, no.
Yeah, Jahanara actually fell in love with a Rajaput,
Yeah.
but that time it was not acceptable to
It was
get
not
married
allowed.
to a Raj-
Yeah.
yeah.
I told you, the Akbar, put a rule
Okay.
because of that. So, you,
And also, there is a wonderful chapter about Jahanara's life, as you said. And this book, you see, Nantan Aurangzeb has 917 page, whereas this translation has only 385 pages. Actually, as a reader, I would like to know the what are the omitted things from the text.
I wrote,
One more thing I would like to add that this is not an extra translation of this book. This is a transcreation, and the process of the translation process you might have also taken part as a catalyst for getting better result with Nandini Krishnan. Am I right?
first thing first. Um, I have written an autobiography of Jahanara Begum in this Tamil version. Uh, it's 55 or 60 pages long. I was totally mad at the time because changing, metamorphosing yourself into a woman is a crazy thing. It's very difficult. And you can find it in the Tamil version and in Malayalam version also. I talked to my publisher, Malayalam publisher. I requested him not to shorten the original version, and he said he accepted it. But in English, I am an unknown author in English. So if we go with 900 pages, they won't buy it. My HarperCollins publisher told me. So I had to accept it for my entry into English world at the age of 70. So it happened like that. And
Omitted things.
omitted things. Yeah, the recreation. I have added 3 chapters. My publisher Rahul Soni told me the character of Kokoroko is very interesting, very fascinating. So why can't you expand it? In my Marginal Man, the Kokoroko comes as a co-author the whole throughout the novel, but here only a few pages. So he advised me to add some more chapters, and I added 2 chapters. And my translator uh, asked me to write about her role, so I added her too. So this is the part of uh, what is that transcreation?
Transcriptions.
Trans.
And
Actually, it is not a transcreated one. I
okay.
have added 3 chapters more.
Yeah, there is a lot of present life impression in the novel. Your satirical and symbolical representations of Bahubali, Katappa, Kamala Hassan, Sunny Deol, along with the Mughal Empire. How is it possible to club together all these figures?
Yeah. It always happens with my novels. Bahubali. Bahubali is the translator Nandini Krishnan. She takes care of 45, 50 cats and 20 dogs, and I feed 20 cats, 10 cats at my home. It's an apartment, so I am the catappa, and she is the Bahubali. So it's a comic part of the novel, and there is a lot of Kokoroko element there. And Kokoroko is this person. He is sitting in front of me, the black shirt. He is a writer called Arath. Arathi means harami, and he writes a lot of harami things in his works, and in person also he is slightly harami. So, so
Yeah, interestingly, the monologue of Aurangzeb actually presents the present scenario, political scenario of India. We can see what's going on, and the shrinking democracy can also be seen in the narration of Aurangzeb.
in Indu Gopan's translation, transcreation of Thirudan Maniyan Pillai life, Maniyan Pillai says, you will find this book very interesting, a thriller-like book, but the beatings I got, this body has got the beatings. Nobody can bear that. I survived because of matti fish. He says, if we read that book, I used to tell my readers that if you keep Mahatma Gandhi's Satya Sodhanai and Thirudan Maniyan Pillai, which is relevant, this book is relevant because it tells you what not to do. Mahatma Satya Sodhanai, we cannot follow anything. He is a Mahatma. But this man is a thief, and he tells us that what not to do. In the same way, this book is a warning to the present India, to the present rulers, to the Indian mass. This is a warning. Aurangzeb says, whatever you do, whatever I did, if you follow that, you will see only bloodshed. And his sons never followed his words, and they did what his dad did. And it was a burial ground for Mughal Empire, graveyard for Mughal Empire. This is the warning. That is the relevance of this book.
I'm going to conclude that, and this session is open for discussion. Before that, I can make a statement that Charu always reminds us a writer either should be a detector or a saint to govern the readers. So, what way he is going to attack the readers, we don't know. Then I expect some questions from your side
I
also.
told you I am like a saint.
There is a confusion between translation and transcreation.
Yes.
First, I came to this word, I heard about this word just to praise the translator little bit more.
Okay.
We used to say this word transcreation.
Yeah.
Like we have some kids in our home, right? We can say they are genius, something like that. To give extra praise, we used to word transcreation. But in a later stage, what happened? It is my feeling the translator taking it as a more advantage, and most of the translators are saying like we are doing the transcreation, and then in my point of view, maybe Malayalam having some uniqueness, Tamil having some uniqueness, those words we cannot literally translate into other language where they can have a freedom to use some other words, maybe in English or some other language. There are some beautiful words there, they can do that. It is not a transcreation in my point of view.
Okay.
I can allow only up to the point. But most of the translators using their own creativity, adding some extra forces, adding some extra stories, and going beyond the original content, it is it is not acceptable. And once the writer allow them to do that, they also take part of the credit of the total work, and they are going beyond to the writer, and they, I think, in a universal area they take more advantage than the writer. I want to make sure that this should not happen in future. So we have to put some clarity on this translation and transcreation.
Yeah, one way you are right, I accept. But in the postmodern context, when a text produce, after readers can add it, it is open-ended one, as he said, because he's believing in postmodernism, and there is no limitation. So, and beyond the writer's imagination, if anybody wants to develop such a character of Aurangzeb, can also be done. But it belongs to different literary genre. Okay, am I clear? I don't know.
So my question is, you were talking about the fear of difference, which I think as opposite of freedom. So is postmodernism and transgressiveness is the real freedom, and is this freedom for everyone, or is it not for everyone?
No, it
Actually,
depends
it is
on,
their choice. Actually, it's choice.
it depends on each and every one. No, there is no definition for this. You have to decide what is your freedom, and I cannot tell you anything.
Charu, I have a question. When you take Aurangzeb, so people don't want to touch Aurangzeb nowadays. So you touched on Aurangzeb. So what is your next take? So Aurangzeb is same as you, so you touched Aurangzeb. So do you have any other historical work in the lineup? Can we expect more from you on the historical perspective?
Yes, I have been writing about Ashoka, as I told you, and another novel. There was a tragic incident in 1857 in a house called Bibigarh. Some 200 and 300, 200 or 300 British women were slaughtered brutally. My novel is based on that incident, at Kanpur. So that those are the two forthcoming things. Novels.
Yeah, actually, that is now this novel, conversation, especially I'm talking about the conversation with Aurangzeb is a talk of the town. But I would like to know that how the Muslim readers react this novel.
In Tamil Nadu, nothing happened. Yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, there is no such a segregation between among the readers, though because that particular narration of Aurangzeb, that's why I'm asking that particular
Yeah.
question.
Actually, they are culturally alienated from the mainstream society. Tamil Muslims, they don't do
In
any.
Kerala, it is not like that. There,
Yeah,
that's
Kerala.
yeah,
There
Kerala
is
is not.
Madhyama magazine. I wrote about Arabic literature in Madhyam for 3 years.
Okay, that I know that.
Nowadays people used to talk like postmodernism, the time for postmodernism over, and they are trying to say uh, we have to recreate the idealism, and we have to go to this யதார்த்தவாதத்துக்கு திரும்ப போகணும்னு நினைக்கிறாங்க. So what is your take on this?
Idealism kills. Idealism leads you to bloodshed. All the ideas are anti-human. Idea of love, idea of virtue, any idea of God, everything leads you to bloodiest, bloodshed. It kills. It's against humanism. It's against human life. It's a anti-human theory.
So we can conclude this session. Charu, as you know, is a very dynamic writer. We can expect more work from him, and all the best.
And Aurangzeb was the example of idealism. What kind of bloodshed he lived. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much, sir.